Okay, time for decimal subtraction. I have the exact same steps here for subtracting decimals that we had for adding. We're going to estimate, we're going to align the place values and decimal points, annex zeros, solve, and then compare to see if the answer is close to the estimate. But subtraction can be a little trickier than addition, so we do need to look at it at a few other items just to make sure we've really got the concept. Okay, so we're going to estimate. So 24.67 is about 25, and we're only subtracting 1 point something, 1 and 36 thousandths. So 25 minus 1 is 24. Now we're going to do the same idea, line the place values and the decimal points. So 2 in the tens place, nothing in the tens place over here. 4 in the ones place, 1 in the ones place, and add our decimal points. 6 in the tenths place, 0 in the tenths place, 7 in the hundredths, 3 in the hundredths, and then nothing in the thousands and 6 in the thousands. And now here's where the annexing of zeros is very important. There will definitely be students who will do this subtraction right here and put a 6 here, because they will just say 6 minus nothing, and they'll put a 6. We have to add the 0 because we have to be able to subtract 0 minus something. Now, I'm going to undo the 6 there. Hold on. There will still be some students who will put a 6 as the answer and will think 6 minus 0 is 6 instead of the other way around. But adding the 0 there does make them more likely to go through the regrouping process. So we would regroup here. 10 minus 6 is 4. 6 minus 3 is 3. 6 minus 0 is 6. 4 minus 1 is 3. And 2. And our answer is supposed to be close to 24. So we will drop our decimal point down here and make that 23 and 634 thousandths. Now, some students might accidentally add and get 25 instead, and their answer will still be close to 24. That is an error as far as following the correct operation, and not an error as far as understanding where to put the decimal point. But it's the same idea as with adding. We are going to think about what's logical. We're going to put the decimal point where it is logical, and if they have lined everything up correctly, the decimal point in the answer will line up with the decimal points in the problem. Number 2 is where things kind of get a little tricky. Well, we've got 47 minus 3. 47 minus 3 is 44. Now, just as we looked at in the adding, there will be students who will say, well, there's no decimal point in the 3, so I guess it just goes over here. And then they will subtract this way, and they will subtract 3 whole from the thousandths place. So here, again, focusing on the place value will be helpful. So we have no tens here. There's a 7 in the ones place. There's a 3 in the ones place. 3 has got to go in the ones place. And then we have the decimal. And then students will say, well, there's no decimal in the 3. Where does the decimal go? If it's a number like that, well, the decimal will go in a place that does not change the value of the 3. If we put the decimal point before the 3, that changes the value of the 3. Now it's 3/10. If we were to add some zeros or something and then put a decimal point, well, now it's 300. That's not the same value. The only place we can put the decimal point where 3 keeps its value of 3 is immediately after it. There's a 3 in the ones place, and then we have the decimal point. So anytime we have a whole number, whether it's 47 or 562, the decimal point always goes after the ones place. So there's the ones place, there's the decimal point. And then we can fill in the rest of the problem. Now we have nothing after the 3, so we're just going to put zeros. In a problem like that, where we're subtracting 0 from something, the annexing of zeros is not as important as if the 0 is at the top of the problem. And our answer is 44.341. And that jives with our 44 estimate. And then one more, we've again got 52 with no decimal point. If we estimate 52 minus 5 is 47. So our answer should be around 47. But again, if we go, okay, there's a 5 in the tens place. There's nothing in the tens place. There's a 2 in the ones place. This one has a 5 in the ones place. So we'll put that there. And now the decimal point goes after the ones place. It's something that we need to remember, that the decimal point always goes after the ones place. All right, now here we absolutely need to annex these zeros. Just as in the first problem, you will have students who will put 3, 2, 1 here. They will just say 3 minus 0, 2 minus 0, 1 minus 0, instead of saying 0 minus 1. So we do need to really take some time for that, and that's something to be on the lookout for, is that they're not subtracting from bottom to top when we have zeros. So a lot of regrouping here. There will be students who will go through and put ones here every single time, and then cross them all out and put nines every single time without really thinking about how this regrouping is working. I like them to go one step at a time. I know this is not a regrouping lesson, but we'll talk about it. So when we regroup, when we borrow the 1 here, this becomes a 10. Okay, but I still can't do my subtraction all the way over here. So I need to change this 10 to a 9. And then this becomes a 10. And then I need to change this to a 9. And this becomes a 10. And as I said, there are some students who will automatically just cross that out and make that a 9, just because they're just going down the line, crossing out and making 9s, not really thinking about what's happening. But now we do have a 10, and we can subtract 1 from that. So 10 minus 1 is 9. And now we have our regrouping finished for these other ones. 9 minus 2 is 7. 9 minus 3 is 6. I can't do 1 minus 5. I mean, I can, but for their thoughts, 1 minus 5, we need to regroup again. This becomes a 4, and this becomes an 11. 11 minus 5 is 6. 4 minus nothing is 4. And our decimal point goes straight down from those in the answer so that the place values are still aligned. And my answer is 46 and 679 thousandths, which is close to 47. Okay, that is what we have for our subtracting decimals. Let me know if you have any questions.